my phone still can't handle long videos. So I'm going to have to shorten them up even more till we get a bigger phone. What's up, vlog? Good morning. Hey, you know what I learned yesterday is when you completely just put everything all on yourself. I'll talk about it in first person. When I take full responsibility for everything that's going on, it's not nobody else's fault. Nobody else is doing anything wrong. Everybody else is doing perfect, exactly what they need to do. And all responsibility and blame goes on me. You realize that no matter how hard you think you're trying, let me say it again, first person. No matter how hard I think I'm trying to become better, there's always more you can do. Go harder, work harder. And the old me, I guess I should say the younger me, used to think go harder at what you do at your job, what you do for work. And it's not the case. It's go harder in putting yourself through pain and suffering. And what I mean by that is once you think you're doing good, Albert, diet harder, exercise harder, wake up earlier, more sacrificing, more self-inflicted adversity, make things more difficult for you. All the things you like to do, chisel away a little bit away from them, stay away from them, go harder. Because once you think you're doing good, like, fuck yeah, I'm killing it, you'll be reminded on how not good you're doing it. And that's a great reminder. It feels good. It's humbling because it sits your ass down. It's like, hey, you're as much as you think that you're like making progress and doing good, it's not as good as you could be doing. Not that it's not good enough. I'm gonna say that again. It's not as good as you could be doing, Albert. Again, I'm talking this in the mirror, first person. And if you want to go along and do it for yourself, it will work for me, it'll work for you. These are universal rules. Once you feel that you're doing good, I'm killing it. Foam finger, number one, be your biggest fan. Yeah. It's not as good as you could be doing it. And you'll be sent messages by other people reminding you that that's it. Or that ain't good enough. Or you're messing up. Or that's like way not enough. And it depends on how you take it. You could take it as a victim and be like, man, no one appreciates anything. Wah, cry, baby. Or you could be like, nah, fuck that. That's right. I got way more to my full potential. I can do way more. And again, remember, it's not external. It's not what you do for work. It's not more money. It's not more bigger car, bigger vacation, bigger job, bigger business. Nah, it's simple. It's do more of the hard work and becoming better. Better at what? Better at being you, a more rare individual. Wake up earlier, exercise harder, diet harder, sacrifice more of the things that you like to do. A little rant in the morning to get the vlog started. What time is it? 7:30. And remember, I got to keep them smaller because my phone struggled yesterday again. Had to offload some apps, delete some apps in order to upload yesterday's video. And on top of that, I uploaded and I wake up to 0 views. I was like, what the fuck? So working on those titles to make them a little bit more like, ooh, enticing. Let's get into today. A favorite spot, Chick-fil-A. I did a few of these yesterday. I wonder how much we'll do today. It's Monday. It's definitely not going to be as crazy busy as yesterday, but we'll see. We're going to count the Chick-fil-A's today. This is Chick-fil-A run number 1. I did a little mom and pop's burger place earlier. And what else? I can't remember. What I do know is that right now we're going into Chick-fil-A. My pleasure. Oh, there it is. All right, 1 of 1. First one, I should say. Off to deliver to Carolina. Not like Carolina, but to Carolina. Just now. Where's the soap? You're just getting here?
See, I got 2 good ones, and then after that, crickets. But but I got those 2 and not 0.
Nice. Enrichment time. I don't know. I thought they'd be home, but probably groceries.
Oh, right. So they're doing that there.
Gotta get the food, the refill on. Nothing's no. Want to say hi? There you go. Bless you. Pretty girl. Pretty girl. Pretty girl. Pretty girl. You over there.
That's the most you'll get from her. That she's awake.
I have to come to you.
Say hi to them.
My little sweet cheeks. Typically, it's just that's what it is. Or misunderstanding, and then money, and or some planted. Somebody. I can't remember what it was.
Damn.
Let me see. It was Biggie and Pac. They were homies, and then Pac got real aggressive all of a sudden. The fame kind of got to him, and he got real. I don't know, honestly. I can't remember. I'd be guessing.
If I had to pick a side, I think, in my opinion, I think Biggie's a better rapper.
That's the question of all time.
What side are you?
Like rap. See, that's when you start getting into details. Like rapper, like actual, like rapper, like okay, go like skill, like I don't know about freestyle, but just kind of the way you put it together. Probably Biggie. But like bangers, Pac.
Really? Okay, like lyricist wise, who would you say had the better like storytelling lyrics?
Well, because taking a lot of things, they both do. But if I had to, I like tone and delivery and sound. For my liking, because that's also a big factor, is your personal liking is Biggie. This is the way he sounded, the way his voice sounded. His tone, his delivery, his demeanor. It wasn't so assertive, aggressive.
Yeah.
And the Pac wasn't overly aggressive or anything, but it wasn't kind of like that. Like, oh dang, he said that,
Yeah.
Although Biggie still had some bangers, but even Biggie's like club bangers weren't as dope as Pac's,
Yeah, Biggie's is more of just like a chill, sit back,
exactly.
smoke a blunt. Tupac, you can go to the club and go like, shit.
Yeah, exactly. It would be more. Yeah. It would be more than Biggie's. And again, it's all opinion, what you like. And then of course there's also, but Pac represented the West Coast and the history, and he was with Digital Underground and the Bay and E40 and all that.
Even though they're both great, in your opinion, who would you pick for right now?
For what setting? A party scene that I'm gonna DJ? Biggie. No, I'm sorry. A party scene that I'm gonna DJ? Tupac.
Let's say you're just in the car and you're working and you want to put on somebody.
Probably Pac would be first.
You put Pac first, really?
First, yeah. Only because, of course, California love, West Coast, that style. But then, right next would be some really good, as they, like Biggie, bum, 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 bum,
yeah.
bum.
I'll be honest, I've never dived into Tupac's discography. I've only heard the Live and Die, like his classics. Biggie, I've dove in and I'm like, oh, I know the deep cuts. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I've never done that at Tupac, so that's what I hear is the ones that they play at Dodger Stadium, and I'm like, that's overplayed. I want to hear more.
Dude, there is, and then you go into like, you gotta go old school. You go Digital Underground, Tupac. That's when he was youngster before he got introduced to like the heavyweight game of the rap industry and everything it entails. But back then, he was into like the dance scene in the 80s.
That's crazy.
A couple members of that group just passed not too long ago, within the last 5 years. Yeah, Digital Underground. Now, those guys had some bangers. They were all about the dance scene. But it was fun. Good stuff to research and find out the history and listen to. But they both have some badass songs.
That's fire. Yeah, I think I'd be the opposite. They're both, don't get it twisted, they're both freaking fire, but I put on Biggie for a while, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put on Tupac.
Yeah, see, you could go.
It's
I
just
could
like
agree
his
with you. I could
voice.
agree with you. And if you go to the other one,
voice.
yeah, his voice is really cool. His voice is really cool. But the pop beats and delivery also are incredible. And then he worked with Dre and Biggie, New York.
Oh yeah, Chicago.
Yeah,
Oh no, New York. Sorry,
New York. Chicago's in the middle of the country. Yeah.
New York. Yeah, he looks more like a mob boss, like a mobster. Tupac was more like a, I'll see him right here in East LA type of.
Different levels of gangsterism.
Yeah.
There's levels to this. Chicken and rice is always nice. Let's get some lunch going on here. Changing some stuff around. I had an idea. You could probably tell. Maybe you can't, but I'm gonna tell you anyways, just so I'm sharing it. Maybe it'll help you out if you're deciding to record. But anyways, I've been talking about not being able to support longer videos. Coincidentally, my longest video so far, the 50-minute one, which I think is video 3 on this new channel, is doing much better than the rest. I got like 2.5 watch hours on that one already. I forgot how many views, but the longer video is doing great. Yesterday's video, last night's video, because there was 2 videos yesterday, but last night's video, the one that went up late, it's been, I don't know, I put it up at 8. It's noon right now. 0 views. It was a banger. It was a good video, but some of these videos take a little longer to pick up traction. Maybe, I don't know. But I do know what's factual is that as of right now, 12 o'clock, has 0 views. It was a shorter video, not shorter like 5 minutes, but I think like maybe 20. Anyways, the point I wanted to make here is that, I don't know if you could tell, but I'm recording at 720. Now keep in mind, all this is being done on my phone. From recording to editing, very little editing, to uploading. All on my phone. And it's an older, not so powerful iPhone. But nevertheless, very grateful that it does what it does. So I brought it down to 720 FPS, 720 frames per second. 30 frames per second at 720. And actually I kind of previewed it and it looks kind of cool. The blur looks cool, looks a little bit more throwback, which is kind of the whole vibe I'm trying to go here. Kind of like just handy cam recording of how I used to record my kids when they were growing up. So it kind of looks a little cooler, it looks a little grainier, a little, not like hella low quality, but that's kind of like a surprise advantage. Like, oh cool, I like the way it looks. And the files are much smaller, so I'm gonna try to maybe make a 50-ish minute video again today, see if I can, and see if it does better than the other ones. I don't know. I guess I don't think it's much the time. It's just maybe what I'm doing, what I talk about, and all the other stuff. Anyways, that's not what these videos are about, but I do want to bits and pieces kind of share, especially early on in the channel, video number 4. Appreciate everybody who's watching. Got some views on the second one and on the third one, not the fourth one, and the first one even is a little low. So let's see how this one does. Anyways, back to putting together the lonche. you know, we're hitting them protein, fats, and carbs. We got some chicken, we got some white rice, and we got some veggies. And actually, I finished the veggies, so I think my wife's out buying more veggies right now, so that's definitely a good thing. Anyways, I was scrolling a little bit through social the other day, and I've noticed this one little tiny comment, one word comment, always kind of makes me feel a little bit like bummed out, like, aw. But it's an opinion. I guess me feeling that way is kind of like an opinion, and it shouldn't. I'm not pouring it out on anybody, but it makes sense. And after I thought about it a little bit, it's like, oh, okay, I can see where it's coming from. Anyways, I'll get to the point as this cools down a little bit. But they'll say like recently I saw that a famous streamer, YouTuber was found unalive. He had passed away for whatever reason. We won't drop any names. We won't say anything. I'm sure you've seen it at some time or another, because it's not really the point that he was a famous YouTuber, RIP. But just like anything, it could be. We'll stay specifically with this one: a famous YouTuber that passed away. And you get into the comments a little bit just to maybe get some details on what happened, or what platform was he on, what was he known for, and one that's also puts out content and considers himself a content creator. YouTube, you do tend to like, wow, somebody who put in so much work, got super famous. Oh man, something happened to him. Like, bummer, he can't continue to create. It's just like there's this like the sense of connection. There's a relatability. I know that you pressed record, and I know at some point you had 0 subscribers too. Anyways, you get in the comments and you see the 1, 2, 3, 4 comment that says, hold on. I'll come back because it gets loud here for like 10 minutes. I'll finish that thought in a little bit. I just gotta come out here and get some burpees in, and then afterwards I'll get back to that thought I was talking about the YouTuber that had passed. Like I'm recording in my truck today a lot. But anyways, I wanted to get that thought finished of what I was talking about earlier at home when I was having lunch. And I got into the comments. We're talking about that YouTuber that had passed away, that was found dead and stuff. And in the comments, you had a few comments that said, who? With the question mark. And I've seen that happen not only like in this case, but I've seen it with other people like artists, and sometimes they don't even have to have like or popular people that have passed away, and you get in the comments and who? I don't even know who that is. And sometimes they'll leave it as like another rude comment, like, so what's everybody else doing? Almost like if it doesn't matter or they don't care. And it of course is attention, it's cringe, is I want to post and try to be funny and make people laugh, and y'all know where all that comes from. But my thing is, like, it makes sense if you're not gonna know who everybody is, and there's a level of fame. Not everybody's like Elvis Presley famous, Michael Jackson famous, and and even like the superstars. You could ask certain individuals, I get someone super popular, and I bet you could ask somebody, like, hey, do you know who that is? And they'll hit you off with the who, or they won't. So to say who doesn't make that person not popular or not famous. 7.5 billion people on this planet. You don't need a big percentage to become famous to a certain percentage, and even like well off and live off your fame extremely well. So by saying who doesn't make them less famous. If anything, the person that said who is like, you're just maybe out of the loop, or maybe that's for an older crowd. That famous person is famous to an older crowd, or to a wealthier crowd, or to a younger crowd, or to a more grungy crowd, or to their niche, their demographic, their person. Maybe it's more of the struggling crowd. Every person that has some level of fame has their crowd, has their following, has their fans. And like, my thing was that it made sense. It's like, oh, because at the moment it was like, oh, that's messed up. What do you mean who? I know who that is. Or there was some people that have came out on my feed, and it was like, I really don't know who that is. And when I would know the person and I'd see the comment that would say who, I'd be like, oh, that's messed up. But then after I took a step back, and a real cool thing that I learned not too long ago was watch your life as a movie and step back and see how your character, which is the main character you should be concerned about, how's he acting? How's he carrying himself? So I stepped back and I was like, this guy, me, is feeling some type of way because someone is asking, like, who? Like, trying to make that person that he knew who it was less important, less valuable, less famous. But then I realized, I had that realization, it's like, yeah, you really don't know who he is. That's why you're putting who. Whether you're putting it with an intention to bring him down or to be rude, or he wasn't that famous, I've never heard his songs. That's not a him problem. That's not the artist's problem. That's not the famous person. Not the person that they're talking about's issue. The issue's with the person who's saying who. And it's not even really an issue. It's just the fact that you didn't know who he was. And that's okay. And I'm sure there's a bunch of other people that you do know who they are. Just that person wasn't in your radar, wasn't in your niche, wasn't in your interest. There was no relatability. And that's fine. Not often do we get one from Lowe's, but I got one from Lowe's. So let's get in there. I think it's 4 things. One's from the garden center, and then 3 of them from inside. So I gotta check exactly what it is. The icons were too small to figure out what they were. So we definitely need a cart. There's 4 things. I can't carry 4 things. So let's go do that. Dang, it's a beautiful day. There they are. Under the cart. Let's go get our 4 things. I gotta get off of here though, so I could start my shopping. Alright, so right wall, shelf 16, weed killer. Not that one, that's the one I use. Right wall, shelf 16. Right wall, shelf 16. Where's the numbers? Oh, there it is. There's the numbers. 12, 14, 16. There it is. The spruce. One of these. Up next, chlorine. Aisle 1, shelf 7. And there's 2 aisle 1s in the store, and only because I know where the chlorine is, it's outside. So let's get back outside. Two, 3, 2, 1. It's right over there. Oh, it's there. This is the one we're looking for. So here's what I'm up against. I'm looking for 2 plants. Remember, I got the bleach, and then I got that other thing. I left my cart way over there. The weed killer. I'm looking for 2 plants. I went up and down all the aisles. I've been out here. I cannot find them. I asked the youngster behind the register. He had no clue. I asked some lady inside that was unloading some barbecue stuff over in the grill section. She was kind enough to come out here and kind of stroll around the aisles with me, but she also didn't know what was happening. However, she did give me a potential solution. She said that the plant expert is on break and he'd come back in 15 minutes. I've been sitting about 7 minutes walking around, still trying to find the plants on my own with no luck. So I'm just waiting for my homie to come out and see if he can help me. I did update the customer. This is an Instacart order. I did update the customer so they don't think I'm just wasting time strolling around enjoying the AC or out here, the shade. Oh, I think there she is. And she said, okay, cool, thanks for the update. Let's go see if that's her. Help me find these plants. Well, the person that came to help me wasn't so much of a pro, but she straight out said, I don't know much about flowers or plants or whatever. So she tried her best to give me a hand. Ultimately, she was like, yeah, it'll be in the back towards the left if we have any. The other one will be right here in the front row if we have any. So it was decent help. Anyways, 50%. I found one. The other one I just couldn't find. So lady was okay with it. She didn't ask for a replacement, so I just refunded her and I got her jasmine. Now on my way to deliver it to her. So you saw earlier, Cam was asking the question like, hey, why did the whole beef start with Biggie and Tupac? R.I.P. to both of them. I couldn't remember. I lived it. That was my era right there, the 90s. Sick time to be alive. It was awesome. Especially if you were like in like Southern California, Long Beach, LA kind of area, which is where I grew up at. Dang, good times. Anyways, I couldn't remember, so I had to research. So Cam, if you ever watch this, I'm sure you already researched it or whatever. Puffy and Biggie were upstairs in a recording studio, and there's more details and stuff, but I'm not just gonna get a basic umbrella story. They were in a recording studio upstairs in New York City, and Pac creeped up. I guess he was gonna meet up with them and he was gonna do a jam session with them too, and he was set up somehow. He claimed he was set up, he was robbed, he was shot at. Nothing happened to him at that incident, and coincidentally, Biggie recorded a song afterwards. After the incident was over, there was a song that Biggie released that was called "Who Shot Ya." So it was too much of a coincidence to Pac thinking like, nah, fool, between you and Puffy, you guys set me up to get me out of the picture, because I guess that's when, like, you know, they were both starting to rise, but then Puff came in the picture and got buddy with real buddy with Biggie, saw his talent and his talent, so he like started to like work with him and boost them and try to capitalize. Come on, we could be famous, we could be real famous, we don't need Pac. Now this is all just kind of rumor hearsay, right? And if we could take him out, that's kind of how the story was built. If we could take out Pac, you know, we'll control, because yeah, he is good. He is a powerhouse. He does know how to lay down bars. But if we take him out and then it's just you and me, we'll just eat up the whole market. It'll be all ours. Come on, we can do this. Now these were all, again, like rumors and stuff that was said, but the setup was so like man, it was such a coincidence. It was so messed up that the coincidence laid out like that. And you're already, your energy's already like on a hair trigger where you're just looking around and checking your back, and you're already, you know, getting a lot of attention. A lot of haters come with a lot of attention. And it just unfolded in such a way to where it was like, hey, I could believe, especially, I don't know how, you know, mental health is a thing too, and how sketchy you are, and what you got, what you did to who, or you have to look over your shoulder and you're kind of tripping a little bit, or you're always kind of bitter and angry and upset for whatever reason. Like I said, mental health is a thing. I don't know all those factors in the soil, but, that was kind of what unfolded. He got away with just being roughed up, getting shot at, didn't get killed, got robbed, in the same recording studio where, Puffy and Biggie were upstairs recording, and these guys, I guess, came from upstairs. So led Pac to believe, hey, well, you guys had something to do with it, or at the very least knew what was happening and didn't tell me, and then released a song called Who Shot Ya, which then started the whole, nah, you guys had something to do with it, I'm against you. And that's, with that, and already having tensions between East Coast and West Coast rap, that's what started the snowball, and it got more tense and more tense and more tense. Fact check this shit. It ain't 100%. I just read a quick little paragraph because it was beating me up. Like, I can't believe I can't remember, like, why. You stumped the chump from the 90s. And I couldn't remember. So I could be, like, way wrong, a little bit wrong, or I might have nailed it. I don't know. I just wanted to come back here and tell Cam, if you ever watch this, but, like, there you go. That was kind of the reason. It was just a lot of coincidental stuff that happened on an already kind of tense situation between East Coast and West Side rap. I just saw that guy on a scooter, and I just cruised by a Jack in the Box that's over there. And I gotta tell you about what Cam told me that happened yesterday. I wasn't there, but he told me about it. But I can relate, and I know exactly what he's talking about. I'm coming back here because I'm gonna do some ab work. Anyways, I'm gonna tell you what happened. He said that it had just happened. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but wherever you're at, but where I'm from, it's been really popular / like a little annoying because they're loud. But there's a bunch of mini bikes going around. I thought that was one of them. Hold on, what is that? A Corvette. I'm not hating. It sounded really nice, but I like seeing this red Ferrari that comes around here every now and again. Respect for having a fucking badass Corvette. I don't have it. He has it. So respect to him. I was looking forward to seeing the Ferrari. Anyways, in my area, they're very trendy. These, what we call back in the day, back in the 80s, we used to call them mini bikes. Pretty much lawnmower engine motorcycles that are small. Lately, they've been like hella trending. Let me get these leg lifts in. I'll tell you as I go. Hopefully you can hear it. I can't do two things at the same time. Hold on. So anyways, they've been going up and down the neighborhood. They're fun to drive. When I was a kid, I was a passenger in one. I never owned one, but my friends would let me ride theirs, or I'd be a passenger in one. Looking back now, it's like probably one of the most dangerous things I ever did. No helmet back then. They go really fast, way faster than a freaking 10-year-old should be riding. Anyways, they've been really popular around here lately. And not only were they like in like local little neighborhood streets, but now these youngsters are taking them out to like the busy streets, like the boulevards and stuff, and where there's a lot of traffic, people coming in and out of shopping centers, exiting the freeway, getting into the freeway. And sometimes they'll ride recklessly. They won't even ride like a regular motorcycle. These are little kids. They don't know the rules of the road, right? They don't no turn signals. They're just weaving and going and just kind of doing their thing. And it's cringe when you can hear them and you know about them. You kind of like continuously just look out for them, you know, and pay attention. But I guess this one was just, I probably know who he was because I have seen him go down. Well, you know, ain't probably not going to happen in a while. I had seen him go up and down Carson a bunch of times and hauling ass. And Cam said that he was exiting the shopping center, and right by the Jack in the Box, he's like, man, there's a bunch of people crowding in the corner. I saw this big monster truck parked kind of like off in the middle of the intersection, kind of just with his blinkers on, you know, in a weird position. And then I saw this kid on the side of the road in this grassy area with like a bunch of people on the phone around him. His leg was twisted in a weird way that it shouldn't be twisted. And then I saw the mini bike in two pieces. I guess, you know, the handlebar, I'm assuming the handlebars broke off because the handlebars kind of connect to the front wheel, probably just a basic little weld or whatever. That was somewhere. And then the other part of the motorcycle, the other part of the mini bike was all twisted and bent, and it was like somewhere else. The helmet was somewhere else. Him telling me just like gave me a knot in my throat and made me cringe so much. It's like, man, like that's so unfortunate for the guy in the truck, however he was involved, for the kid. At the you know, he was okay at the time. He was looked like his facial expression, Cam said that it was in pretty bad pain. Hopefully, you know, prayers to him and his family, and to the driver of the truck too, because, you know, we don't know what happened, so we can't, you know, I don't know nothing. So the only thing I know is that there's probably a lot of like worry and tension and a tough situation going on with multiple families and some people. So just sending out good energy and good prayers. And like, man, it's so unfortunate that these things kind of got to happen. I just want to come on here. I don't know if anybody out there, do you guys have mini bikes in your neighborhood that are like just driving recklessly, and it's just like, it's just a matter of time before you cringe, because you know, like, it's just roulette before something not so excellent happened. When Cam told me about it, I was like, oh, that's sad, that's tough, you know. It's tough to know that right now. This happened yesterday. Right now, there's like a group of people, a couple families, like parents that got the phone call, relatives, and hopefully the kids, you know, doing okay and recovering, you know, and somewhere. Just sending good energy and prayers towards everybody involved. But it's tough. It's tough when you see that, because, you know, that, like, man, it could have been avoided, but just sometimes, you know, things have to happen in order to bring awareness. Let me know if you guys have to deal with this stuff in the comments, if you guys deal with these mini bikes.
How are you?
The mosquitoes are brutal out here, which is why you saw me buy this right here. Works out real good, but I have a little bit left on this one, so I just want to make sure we use it all up. Still a little bit left, so we'll save it. Put this up here. The pump is the cure. The veins is the cure. I'd like to take off my shirt, but them damn mosquitoes. There. Them veins. Them veins. Our mentor told me, never trust a man without a bicep vein. So I went and got me some. All right, so check it. May 11th, 2026 at 6:30. I have 4 videos up. This one is the 5th video that's being uploaded. And I just officially got my first comment on one of my videos. It was yesterday's video. It happens to be the one that is Mother's Day 2026. I think I labeled it Mom's Day 2026, and a tour around Long Beach 2nd Street, because I did some deliveries out there. Anyways, shout out to that first comment. You know, I wish I could remember the name, but I did reply to the comment, so I hope you saw the reply. Appreciate the comment. You are the official first comment on this channel that's only about four days old. So all right, it's the 2nd subscriber, I think. So we got 2 subs as of today, and got the first comment. And now getting ready to go for our cardio / daily walk with the pups with my hot Mexican wife. You know what time it is. Gotta stay hydrated. Them Waterloos. Holler at me, Waterloo. Hit me up. Which reminds me, I have to start the TikTok and Instagram for this channel. Waterloo, if you watch this, just comment in the comments and I'll hit you up or whatever. Give me contact info. Woo! She's suited up and ready to go. She got her jersey on and everything. Let's go for that walk. Sweet cheeks, you're going the wrong way, honey. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Man, I swear I love coming here at all seasons. In the winter, in the spring, in the fall. Or not spring, love it. Days are long, everything's blooming, it's nice. In the summer, it's gonna be dope. Early in the morning when they open at 6. When they close at 5, when they close at 8. It's always a blast coming here for a walk, fishing, for a picnic, riding bikes. I've been coming here all my life. And then it's just, every time I come, it's just like this place of like, I'm in like a backyard. I'm in like a little, like my own ginormous backyard. And come here almost every day. And every day it's that same thing, you know, it's just everything gets clear no matter what I got going on. One, of course, she gets her fulfilled. She gets her daily walk. I get my cardio. But there's just something about it, you know, no matter what issues what challenges I'm knowing that are happening for me, but still I'm ironing them out, you know, trying to learn as much as I can. Don't brush anything under the rug and try to kind of forget about it. I try to squeeze as much wisdom as I can out of all events that happen for me. Because everything happens for me, and this is the place, and it's just so much calmness and peacefulness, and your personal rate, my personal rate of vibration goes high because of the cardio, the oxygen, the sun, the wind. You'll probably hear me say that a lot about this place. I love coming here. I'm also almost out of battery, so I hope this thing's still recording.